I can't believe we've reached 2024, and in this day and age, it's a little surprising to say I don't think any other game has been able to deliver what Skyrim still can do. A first-person, immersive, open-world, fantasy, medieval adventure where you have complete freedom over your character customization, questing, looting, and leveling experience. Oh yeah, and you can customize it all with mods. And if you don't believe me, well, hopefully after this video, you step back into the game yourself and you see what I'm talking about. But in 2024, what's the best way to go about that? Well, if you've seen any of my videos before, you'll know that I talk about this tool called Wubberjack, made by the community, and it's got pre-made mod lists that you can download yourself with just a click of a button. If you're going to be going back to Skyrim in 2024, then in my opinion, this is the only thing you need. But how the hell do you know what mod list to choose from? I mean, how easy is this thing to even work? Well, let me take you through some of the best mod lists on Wubberjack right now, and you can maybe get an idea of the best way to play Skyrim in 2024. First things first, all you need to do to get Wubberjack is literally type it in Google, go to the website and click download. Once you've downloaded it, open it up and you can see all the mod lists right there. Now, it does work as an automated installation system, but only if you have Nexus Premium. Okay, if you don't have Nexus Premium, you can still use it. You just got to click download every time a mod pops up. It definitely takes a lot longer, and Premium is pretty cheap, but it's up to you. What you'll first find as well is that each mod list has a theme or an idea behind it, and one I want to suggest first is Wunduniik. I definitely didn't say that right. It was made simply because everyone just kept asking the mod author, how do you make your Skyrim look so good? Well, that person was Alexush, and well, it comes in at just over plus 2,900 mods. So it definitely touches on everything from the vanilla game to make it basically the game of 2024. That being said, it is a list that essentially is an upgrade to what Skyrim is. There aren't a ton of new quests or new lands, but because everything in the original game has been improved, it will feel like a whole new game anyway. It uses some movement features like true directional movement, which does come with a target lot system if you want to use it, but it makes the game look absolutely spectacular. And it comes with a great atmosphere as well that kind of transports you into a new Skyrim without changing too much that you won't understand what's going on. It's massive, this one though, so it's definitely only for those who want to really max out their storage space with the Skyrim mod list. It definitely happens, guys. Either way, Wunduniik is a beautifully crafted mod list. It's had lots of attention, and it's literally just trying to make Skyrim feel like it came out in 2024. Another mod list you'll probably hear a lot of modders talk about online is Lorerim, and people like it for a lot of reasons. It works with the Anniversary Edition, and it's also trying to modernize everything in Skyrim, but that includes combat, as it runs off the RPG overhaul Requiem whilst trying to keep everything lore friendly. It's also got modern combat overhaul, which comes with it, which is an awesome way to play Skyrim. It also has several Enei mods that work in conjunction with Requiem, which is not something you can do yourself, I mean, unless you want to bang your head against a wall trying to figure that one out. But it gives you a balanced experience, which is truly unique to any other mod list. That means as well there's changes to god worshipping, new spells like Apocalypse Magic, but also this mod list nails atmosphere and immersion perfectly, and still captures the danger of having a Requiem mod list. Apart from that, it also looks beautiful, but again, it's trying to be lore friendly. It's not trying to do anything too crazy. It's definitely difficult, but it's not as difficult as some of the other Requiem mod lists, and it also adds a bunch of new stuff that doesn't look out of place with the existing universe. Lorerim is a great mod list that a lot of people love, a lot of Requiem fans love. It's really a nice blend of some of the best mods to come out for Skyrim, and if you're looking for an RPG, slow-paced, difficult adventure, then this is probably the one for you. But there's a lot still to get to, so don't make your mind up yet. If so far you've been watching this video and you're more someone who likes to mod the game yourself, then this might be for you. NVGO is the next generation visual overhaul, okay? And it's basically just updating Skyrim and making it look visually like a 2024 game. It comes in at just under 300 mods with only 40 ESPs, which means you have tons to work with in adding your own stuff on top, unless you just want the vanilla experience, but the whole game looks a lot better. What you get is fantastic, and it's basically only focusing on visuals and improving Skyrim's atmosphere with new landscapes, new grass mods as well. It also has been made to be slightly modular, so you can toggle some things off, but first and foremost as well, it's designed with stability and optimization in mind. So if you want a stable Skyrim that's not going to crash, that doesn't have a bunch of new stuff in it, but just looks better, then NVGO is probably the one you're looking for. They're basically going to give you the smoothest and sexiest Skyrim experience possible. If you're looking for something though to just take on and overhaul the entire game in a big way, then LivingSkyrim might be for you. Now, it's up to its 4th version and it's never had more mods poured into it. Made by Forgotten Glory, its goal, as they say, is to breathe new life into Skyrim, which means adding new NPCs, dungeons, followers, items, gear, just all sorts of stuff to make sure that no matter where you decide to turn or travel next, you'll always be encountering something interesting, something that makes the whole of Skyrim feel more like a living, breathing world that is alive even without you. Of course, they've also changed the gameplay, giving you the option to pick a class and a specialization for your character, expanding the perk trees, and giving you new spells and gear. Now, there's no survival mechanics or anything that would make you have to stop and slow down, and it encourages you to create a character and be free to RPG the role and play the class that you want to throughout the game. There's a lot of really, really good mods in this list, but there are a lot of mods as well. It does pack it with a bunch of new content. If you're looking for something that kind of hovers closer to the vanilla experience, this probably isn't it. But that being said, it doesn't do anything to drastically make it not feel like you're playing Skyrim anymore. And if you just want to see the best of some of the mods to come out in the last sort of 10 years, well, LivingSkyrim has got a lot of them. Also still on Wubberjack is what I considered to be the best mod list for Skyrim for a long time. Wildlander. Okay, now it's using the Requiem RPG overhaul at its heart, so it makes Skyrim a more difficult game. But Wildlander also encourages a lot of survival elements to help offset some of the difficulty, giving you lots of buffs with food, potions, spells, prayers from the gods, all kinds of stuff. Wildlander has also been an attempt to create a stable and balanced version of Requiem Skyrim, which is what I love so much about it. There's no exploits or ways to cheese the leveling or make money really quickly. The road to becoming a hero is a long and hard one, and every challenge on the way is going to be difficult. But you're slowly leveled up in a de-leveled world where higher level creatures are always a problem until you become a badass. Wildlander is a nice way to play Requiem if you're new to it, and it also comes pretty much right out the box, ready to go. You just click and play and you're in an immersive, dangerous Skyrim survival that is a joy and a really balanced and stable experience right up till the end game. It's almost like a re-release of Skyrim with just a different vision in mind. We're making a survival, more difficult, more RPG style first-person game. You still do all the quests that you do in Skyrim, but the whole tone and challenge is just approached in a different way. And it's so well put together and so well balanced, it doesn't even seem like it's a collection of mods, more just like one mod that is changing everything. Wildlander is still badass. If you've never played it, go play it. Shout out to Dylan Perry and the team who's still working hard on it. Atmosphere is always super important in Skyrim. Okay, it's a single player game and you've usually got your headphones on. The better the immersion and atmosphere, the more the real world will just melt away. Nordic Souls focused on creating the perfect wintry Skyrim vibes with some fantastic choices for graphics mods combined with great performance, lore-friendly content, and Simon Rim gameplay, which is basically a collection of mods from an author to overhaul character perks, your spells, your progression, your race, and standing stones. It is not trying to turn Skyrim into Dark Souls, okay, despite the name. The focus is again modernizing Skyrim in a unique way. 1,200 mods for this one, and there's some fun story stuff as well, like every dragon priest you kill will weaken Alduin. I mean, there's a lot of cool boss fights in general, as well as a lot of new powerful artifacts to find. Lots of custom little features and tweaks that make it a unique experience for itself. There's also new systems for shouts, enchanting, as well as magic, and all the loot that you're going to find. One of the best selling points about this list, though, is its stability. It is known as one of the most stable mod lists out there, and it's just a very well packaged Skyrim experience for you. If you have played any Skyrim mod packs before, you might also recognize Elysium. People love this one because visually it is one of the most impressive mod lists out there. It also includes Creation Club support, so there's extra content in it for you, but it's built around Enai's mods. Now, Enai is known for his perk overhauls and gameplay changes, and they all give you a ton of options when you're making your character and leveling up. It's also got massive quest mods like Beyond Skyrim Bruma. interesting NPCs, Worm's Tooth, and Legacy of the Dragonborn, which of course lets you collect items and artifacts and store them in a museum. So yeah, there's definitely a lot of content in the beautiful mod list Elysium. It's also got Valhalla Combat, which is a fun new overhaul that definitely improves on what you get in vanilla. There's also a lot of changes to how the loot works with an open world loot mod and an animated armory. So just tons of new bits of gear, and it all comes together for a very beautiful looking Skyrim packed with so many new things you'll be discovering something new every few minutes. That's if you don't get lost in one of the massive quest mods. A personal designed by modder Lively, there's been a lot of attention recently given to Tempus Malediction and the intricate details that the mod list has got. Visually, it's been brought up to date, as with many new textures and graphics as possible, but with a nice sort of true-to-life visual approach. The author clearly knows the world so well and knows what they feel is missing in Skyrim. It's got a ton of quests and new things to find, with Legacy of the Dragonborn and other treasure hunting mods, but also Royal Armory, Skyrim's unique treasures, and other mods that mean you're constantly finding new gears and items you've probably never heard of. It's got a lot of standard big quest mods as well, but also some you might not have played, like Identity Crisis or Unslad, all of which have their own unique rewards and bonuses to find and add to your character. Cities have been overhauled with Cities of the North, and also comes with an updated combat system and animations. It's really a passion project from the author, this one, and a lot of people have enjoyed Tempus. It's a little similar to some other mods on this list, but the subtle changes to cities, some choices in visual mods, and some of the quest mods do mean you will get a unique experience checking it out. And of course, that brings us to the last mod on this list, and honestly, good job if you made it this far. You either really love Skyrim, or you're still totally lost and don't know what you're going to install. Well, Apotheosis is the last mod list on here, and it's actually the one that I just reinstalled that got me back into Skyrim. After looking around and doing some research for this video and playing some mod lists, I found that a lot of people who had enjoyed what I do, Requiem Survival, but with new combat, they all recommended Apotheosis. Now again, this is a large mod list, but if I can make space for it, you definitely can, okay? It's about 3,000 mods, and that all stacks up to make one hell of an awesome immersive Skyrim overhaul. But one of the main reasons I went with this is because of the changes to combat. You can now switch stance in combat. There's 3 different stances, each with its own advantages and each with its own animations. You combine that with the plethora of different weapons to choose from, and suddenly you're playing a game that doesn't even really feel like Skyrim. Of course, there's floating health bars and some changes to the UI in general, which really does make it feel like you're playing something else, except in that Skyrim open world. You combine that with all the different weapons and the UI changes and changes to the camera, and it kind of just feels like a very fresh experience. It might not be for everyone, but it is a nice change from what regular Skyrim feels like, which is pretty hard to get away from sometimes, no matter how many mods you install. New abilities are given to you based on your class, which can make for even more unique character builds, and again, I think it looks stunning, and it has a ton of new quests and areas to explore, all the big quest mods as well as several different weapons. There are survival mechanics built in, but they're not as punishing as some other mods make them out to be. It's more about living your character's life and enjoying the game, with food and drink and sleep just being part of the experience rather than something that feels like you have to micromanage. There's so many advantages to doing those things in the game, you're going to just want to do them anyway. Apotheosis got me back into playing Skyrim and really breathed some new life into the world for me. But hey, that's just my opinion on the best way to play Skyrim in 2024. I didn't want to make too much of a definitive statement in this video. The whole point was to get you to decide for yourself. So let me know, okay? I'll answer comments down below, any questions you guys have got to the best of my ability. The best place to get support is obviously to go to the Discords for all of these mod lists. Don't be commenting here trying to ask me how to install it. I mean, I can help, but I'm not the guy to help. But I hope you enjoy one of these mod lists. Let me know that in the comments down below, which one you picked, how much you loved it, or if you're looking to try something else. Thank you for watching though, guys. Appreciate you hanging around, and I really hope you get back in there, enjoy some Skyrim, because it is still super good. See you in the next one, people.